It's the end of the night, and we are not playing the early game.
We go to a place where parents can remove the filters and have real conversations.
It's the hotel lobby.
Welcome back to the hotel lobby. The lobby is not a place, it is an event. Find your people, find your conversations, live that lobby life. Living that lobby life tonight, Drew Baressa.
Chris Kopic.
And Jamie Moore.
Boys, let's have one.
Sorry about that, buddy.
It's all right. It
started zapping.
You know, the thing is, we've been off for a little while, too, so sometimes you get a little out of practice, you get a little excited, something like that happens. I understand, man. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Especially with this beer that I'm drinking.
Quick out of the draw.
A little bit excited.
Kind of was.
Anyway.
So what have you been up to?
Nothing, buddy. We've a lot of hockey that's been... How long have we been out? Has it been a month?
No, 3 weeks. We'll call it a month, whatever. We'll round it.
It seemed like a month.
About a month.
A lot of hockey. We are heading into the States weekend coming up.
Stop with that right
Plural?
now. No, you can stop. Just honest to God.
Plural.
That shit's not happening here. There's one state, and that's it. Granted, you're just in Michigan, now you're in Wisconsin. Those are your states. I got it. No,
States weekend. We got back from Canada, so we got States coming up at Milwaukee School, and we actually play the host team game one.
What's really nice about that is specifically on the girls' side, it's not always like that, I'm sure, on the boys' side, but when you were going in and you're playing the host, 9 times out of 10, that means they are the 8th seed.
And the only reason they're in is because they're the host, right?
Okay, no, that's that. How many
Watch
teams
us get
do that?
run.
Yeah, How many teams do that now, right? They just like put in years in ahead. Yeah, we'll host this. Why? Well, because we're going to fucking suck and lose our playdown. So we just want to get in the damn game. And it's kind of like that. Now, not everyone does. We always talk about this because like we are blessed with a really nice facility here in town with the Champion Center and all that stuff. But every time we go to state, singular, it is like a lot of them are, we'll say, not the best barns. I'm just like, just not the best.
No, they're not the best. And probably
no Tri-County.
Hey, I've heard nothing but great things about the ice at Tri-County. Let's keep that in mind. And they got a fireplace, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's classic.
Can't go wrong with that.
I always hear good things when people talk about Tri-County, for real.
Yeah, so you guys are heading down to the Milwaukee area this weekend.
Yep. So we got,
which will be this past weekend when this airs, but
correct. And Grace and her crew finished up States this past weekend. The Capitals will be the ones moving on to districts as T-Dub and Grace's ads are done. So she moves on.
So season
away
done.
from ads.
Over.
Yeah. To spring hockey for her.
Yeah, that's always it's a fun time too when you get into spring and do all get to have all those. I don't want to say they're throwaways because they're not throwaways for the kids, but they're more so throwaways for the parents where it's like less fucks are given.
Well, I spring hockey and all this extra hockey. It's actually something I wanted to bring up with our guest that we'll be having on is his take on all the extra hockey these kids are playing and what his view is and all the extra time.
Yeah, because there really is no off season.
There's no off season.
Yeah, and as you said, with season's wrapping up, so just quickly touch on this. We'll get more into this when JT's here. So 2027 check back. But we finished our state and our girls finished their freeze careers last weekend at Hartmeyer in Madison, another less than desirable barn. But it was nicer than I thought because we found out that the Badgers men played there from 63 to 67 prior to Dane County Coliseum.
Brand new.
It was, oh yeah. We were honestly peeling the plastic off some of the TVs. It was unbelievable how freaking new that place was. But it was cool because they had obviously ample seating because D1 college was playing there, but seating on both sides and all stuff, so we didn't have to be next to like the Elmbrook parents, which is always preferred.
A-okay.
Yeah. No, they're fine. Just ask them, they'll tell you. Anyway.
The only thing I had going on is I went ice fishing 2 weeks ago to up by War Road. And they dropped us off out on the ice on Wednesday morning, picked us up on Sunday, and it was a fog. But on Wednesday morning, we went up Tuesday night. War Road boys were playing in, I think it was our quarterfinals, and they made it to state. But we went up Tuesday night. We specifically stayed at a hotel attached to the tavern where we could watch the game. And Tuesday night, it's closed.
Oh, so
we did find a bar. We watched the game with some locals. But the funny story that I want to share is Wednesday morning, we're right across the street from the Marvin Window Factory. like right across the street. Huge building. 3 a.m, I hear something, but I'm convinced it's Marvin Window Factory. 3:45 rolls around, pounding on our door.
Uh-oh.
Open the door. It's a fireman.
Uh-oh.
Now, I've seen movies where the fireman pounds on the door, but I did not want to be in that movie.
Did he also have a pizza for you?
And all of a sudden I hear,
Speedo.
no, there was an active fire supposedly in the hotel. We had to evacuate the hotel at
Sounds
3:45.
familiar. Was there anyone from the Chippewa
And
region by you?
I was going to give you a call.
I'd come running, buddy.
Yeah, in a blizzard warning. So we sat in the truck for an hour and a half, and then they let us back in. We showered up and took off. It was in the bar.
I will say, don't let that hinder you. Any kind of weather when the Avengers are called, they will spring into action.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
Shirts, socks, not necessary.
No,
Let's just do this.
No, we're there. Hey, so you guys must have ate a lot of fish while you're fishing, right? Walleye, perch, whatever.
Walleye, perch, burbot, and northern. But the northern we just tossed back.
Well, and for real, it's the price of meat now of fish. You might as well eat up as much as you can. Did you know the cheapest meat there is deer testicles?
No.
Yeah. Did you?
What scale is this on?
Guys, did you?
You knew that?
Under.
It's under $1.
Speaking of that, the only
Even
other
without the script, that was
the
good
only
work.
other thing I wanted to bring up is we are switching TV platforms. So I had to get a new TV.
Oh.
Right. And so I go to what is that? Restore place over by Costco.
Restore, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh,
yeah,
it's
Restore.
it's
Exactly.
the
That's
Habitat for Humanity.
That's where we get
Restore.
all our furniture.
Okay.
And they had a free TV there.
Free TV.
I'm looking at it, and I said, "What's wrong with it?" And they said, "Volume's all the way up." And so I brought it home. I couldn't turn it down. With that,
So good.
Okay. I mean, honestly, you know. No, Jamie, I'm gonna drink that. That was good. We're good. We're good.
I'm done for the night.
Mike's probably walking.
I've been waiting to tell that for a while, for 3 weeks.
We've talked for a while now. What is the first thing that someone's going to say that makes a guest walk out prior to coming on the show? You are towing a dangerous line, my friend. You were right about
that was
there.
great.
Okay, so a little bit about hockey. Obviously, I personally don't feel bad for the entire nation of Canada, having lost twice in overtime. I have no problem with this, and I'm going to say there's an outside chance, Chris, you don't have any love
entire
lost for
nation.
Canada right now, except Sudbury.
The entire nation, though.
We had
I like International Falls, I think. That's
we had a bit of an international incident in the Canada. So
the Canada.
are we doing this now?
Let's do it.
Damn it. So right, this isn't airing until after the States.
That's correct.
Okay, so we went to the Sault Ste. Marie, beautiful place. Coach Billy's from the Sault, so we go up there and we play, and we have a 3-game set against the Sault Greyhounds. Plus, we're playing a couple house teams. We played 2 of the games. Quinny has a great first game. Now everything's plural. First game, and then she puts up a hat trick, does well. Second game comes back out. She's doing well. And you guys, and I'll ask Mike what he thinks. You guys saw the video. Quinny got a penalty. Young ref, he had the armband on. Young ref makes a call, puts her in the. She skates over the penalty box. All of a sudden, he's calling it, and she gets out of the penalty box, starts skating across ice towards the door, and I'm like, oh boy,
Flipping the fans off, I would imagine.
oh the whole way.
yeah. Yeah.
3-game suspension. She was out for the rest of the Canada.
Hoagie never even got a 3-game
No,
suspension.
no, but
Well, he couldn't be deported either, though, because they wouldn't accept him.
They wouldn't accept him.
So this was in the first game.
Wow.
Second game. Okay, so you only had one more game after this.
Correct.
So at what point?
Well,
and
three games. We had the house teams we played, and then Sue again to end it Sunday.
So she's still suspended in
That's
Canada.
my point is, if she goes back at 17, you think they're going to be like, no, get out.
She ain't getting across the border.
She served her penance.
Oh, there was 3 more.
3 more.
Okay.
Yeah, you said 3 games.
That was 3 more, and that was.
I must have missed the exchange rate going into Canada. Like I kind of confused how many games.
It was rather irritating. It was a big drive.
You think if she was a third line winger, is she getting that treatment?
No, I don't know.
Just saying. You throw a Hattie in there, you kind of put a target on yourself, and
regardless, it sucked. We left early. I wasn't much in the party mood. So we Quinny and I packed our stuff up and headed out. The following morning, after we watched one of the first games, letting our appeals make their attempt, and they wouldn't look at the video. They they wouldn't, line drawn in the sand. They wouldn't budge. So.
Yeah, I do and don't understand that concept. I mean, you don't want to open it up and set precedent and just open up the floodgates to all these appeals for everything. I understand that, but regardless, this is a conversation we can have in just a little bit. Yeah. But before we bring in our guest real quick, Jamie, how are the birds?
Oh, first Robin was back today, boys. This is
a big spring. Let's go.
Oh, in fact, I got a picture of it.
Let's go. Of course you do. Of course you do. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, man. Feeders are full. Birds are back. It's been a good spring so far.
Man, oh man, all these good things happening.
You can sit over there and act like you don't do it. But
all these good things happening. So speaking of good things, we're going to bring on our guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mike Brolsma. How you doing? Yeah, hop on the cans there real quick. You kind of lean into the mic a little bit.
We even have an audience here tonight, too.
We do.
Big time.
Brought my brother-in-law for support.
The bouncer.
All right, well, welcome to the lobby.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we can get started in the best way we know how, and it's time for our shoots, so let's have at it.
Not as easy as you think,
No, it's
right?
not as easy.
I always before once he gives it to me, I go through it and
I didn't prep my shoot.
It was much easier in college.
So that was not your first rodeo as Jello shots go.
No, definitely not my first rodeo.
Tonight.
I did enough drinking in college.
Good to know. I'd be a little concerned if it was. All right, well, welcome. This is awesome to have you on here. Like, I think we've all known, kind of a little bit about your history, but we kind of want to hear it straight from you.
Sure.
So, start back. Like, where were you originating as you maybe here?
Yeah,
if you want to lean in a little bit. Sorry.
I grew up playing Fox Valley Youth Hockey, actually, being an Appleton youth hockey guy now. But I grew up back in the day, they only had Fox Valley. There wasn't an Appleton Youth Hockey Association. And I think when Jay played.
Was it the Blades?
Yeah, it was the Fox Valley
still
Blades.
the Blades. Yep. I didn't know before that split if it was the Blades.
They had the
or
old
not.
Montreal Canadiens jerseys.
Yep.
Was
oh,
their
nice.
replica.
Yeah.
So they had the little blue stripe with the little Fox Valley logo that in the middle for the crest. It was a good time. But yeah, that grew up playing at Tri-County. My dad played hockey in Crookston, Minnesota, and my sister was a figure skater, obviously. So we're born on the ice. I mean, that was really where it started, and grew up and played youth hockey there and played high school hockey for the Fox Valley Blades, and then moved out to Billings, Montana for 3 months and went to Billings West High School and played juniors for 3 months before I played Appleton United.
While you were in high school?
While I was in high school, yep.
Wow. What was your thought going out to Billings? Like, what was like your process? Were you shipped out alone? I mean, this is all...
Yeah, so looking back at it, I played my freshman, sophomore year for the Fox Valley Blades.
If you want to scoot your chair over this way real quick.
Yep.
Our technician on the other side was checking our monitors and seeing
Got it. Yeah, my freshman, sophomore year, I played
He's probably
Fox
doing
Valley
that on
Blades,
purpose.
which was club hockey. They didn't have WIA in
Right.
Appleton at that time. So then I played my junior year for the Roadrunners, which is like the junior gamblers now for the newer folks. And then my senior year, I went out to Billings, Montana, and I got in my Ford Ranger pickup truck, drove 18 hours. I had a little bag phone in the front seat with me and called my dad every couple hours to check in. And
how much did that call cost a minute?
it was probably like $1 a minute. But when you got to the border of North Dakota and Montana, the license or the speed limit was reasonable and prudent. And I had that little 4-cylinder pickup truck. down to the floor, going 80 miles an hour.
Did they have signs like monitor from the air? And then like airplanes, like just some drunk crop duster going around, like, you're good, just keep on going.
That truck did not go that fast to get picked up, unless I was going downhill, and then I was going about 45 uphill. But yeah, my senior year, 17, 18 years old, I drove out to Billings, Montana, and played 2.5, 3 months of junior hockey out there. And then it wasn't the right fit at that time. Junior hockey was 19, 20-year-olds. I mean, so it was a lot older than it was now.
Very physical game.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Yeah, very physical, a lot of fights. I might have been 140, 145 pounds soaking wet. So you're lining up against a guy that's 6'2", 220. And
he's got a cig hanging out.
Yeah, smoking darts.
Sets it down, face off, picks it up.
Well, shit. You get a penalty. He's rolling them in the penalty box over there.
Yep.
Brolsma.
Welcome. I'm going to kill you. Sorry, sir.
That's right.
He's already collecting Social Security, too.
That's right.
So, yeah, it's just... I was too small, and I came back and played Appleton United my senior year, and then went and played juniors from there. So,
How was the United team your last year, senior year?
we made it to the sectional final. We played Spash at Green Heck, and that was it was a good game. We think we lost either 2-1 or 2-0. I ended up having mono, and I got cleared like 2 days before the game. So I wore I wore a football
an oxygen tank.
Yeah, because your spleen is enlarged. So like I got cleared like a day or two before, and I think I made it up and down the ice once, and I was just out of gas.
Holy crap!
But yeah, we fought pretty hard against Spash, and had a fighting chance to make it down to Madison. And at that time that was States Now at I think at the Bob Johnson Center or whatever it's Suter Center or whatever it's called, and it's just not as exciting as it was at the Coliseum. There's some nostalgia to that. So,
and I think this is the last year with their contract at Suter's place. Are they moving it to Forest? I don't think it's been decided yet where they're going next year. If you ask me, go to Panther Arena, Mecca. I love the frickin' Mecca. It's so nice.
Yeah, it needs to be either there or the Resch Center.
Absolutely.
Or the
Resch,
Laban would be cool.
Resch would be good.
Laban would be cool. There's just something about going to Madison. I'm sure we'll get into the Appleton United days when I coach, but there's just something about being in Madison, going down. I mean, we were there from Wednesday morning through Saturday afternoon. I mean, we were down there for 4 or 5 days, and it's just what a great experience for the kids. But
in that hotel right next to the Lions Center, that's awesome.
We actually stayed.
Oh, you stayed away?
Yeah, we stayed away.
We did not. Well, my son did.
Yeah,
as a parent, we did not. We were in the corner room, big party room.
Yeah, Jamie's more of an athletic supporter.
Yeah, that's true. 100%.
Yeah, well, it's all about the hotel lobby, obviously. Right?
Drinks.
So that word, I'm going to say it without 100% is our keyword to drink. So
we were told we say it way too much, so it became a drinking game.
So every time you say 100%,
if you listen to a lot of podcasts or anything, it is a word words that get used a lot.
Yeah. So
as it should be.
As it should be.
Yeah.
So we drink.
We drink.
100%.
We drink 100%.
Drinks.
On to round 2. So out of curiosity, you said at the time before you left for Billings that you were playing Blades still for high school.
Yep.
So was this the first year of Appleton United when you came back?
No, I think they started in like 96, 97, I think. Not sure exactly the year. I think it might have been my sophomore year, but at that time the Blades that was the program because you could draw from anywhere. So, I mean, there was Neenah, Appleton kids, Oshkosh kids. But yeah, we had about 9 or 10 Appleton kids. So, I mean, we could have fielded a pretty good Appleton United team, but John Robleski was on that team. Tommy Robleski was on that team. So, and we had a pretty good team. We ended up going to Tier 2 Nationals in San Jose, California.
So did you have, who was Derek Dabrowski?
Derek Danowski?
Danowski.
Yes.
I played Pop Warner with him and ran into him upstairs here one year.
Yeah, I ran into him a couple times, good and bad.
Yeah.
Now that he's a
now that he's a cop, absolutely. No, that was cool. And then, because I know, like, I went to Xavier, and we had a couple kids, or at least one kid that played, Brian Meyer, I think was his name.
Yep.
And the practices were like early in the morning at the time. Like it was before school, and he had like a horrible accident. I don't know if you were there for that one.
I was at that.
So
my dad did CPR on him.
So
that can't be good.
Here we were at school the first thing, and our principal comes on, and this is the worst usage of wording I've ever heard. And he's just like, hey, there was an incident at the hockey practice this morning. Brian, who's one of our players, had an incident, and he's in God's hands now. And then just signed off. And we're like, is he dead? What the hell just happened? And he just, so people are like bawling and like not knowing what happened. And then, I mean, it was horrible. So I wasn't obviously there. So if you, not to take away from this, but just like, what did you see on that?
Yeah. I mean, we were doing Russian circles at that time. And he caught an edge, fell, kind of slid probably from the blue line all the way to the goal line. Didn't move. And then a couple guys, he stayed there, still didn't move at all. And a couple guys went over and looked, and then we knew something was going on, and things started to escalate from there. People called 911. Somebody ran in, and at that time there was payphones, so somebody had to call 911
with a quarter.
Yeah. I don't even remember what I did, but I think I remember I was on the ice. I was off the ice. I mean, in those crisis situations, and my dad performed CPR along with another guy, Brian Hoffmeister, was doing the chest compressions at that time, and they got him to the hospital, and it was probably one of the most intense things that I've ever gone through. That,
and you're a kid.
Yeah, I was a freshman.
Yeah,
I was a 14-year-old kid at that time. So
at 54, I can't handle that.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I believe I haven't seen him in a number of years, but he went out to spinal cord clinic in Denver, Colorado, and he's I believe he went skydiving and stuff.
He's back. He's back.
Yeah, he's back.
More adventurous than I am.
Yeah, he was back at school. He had the halo for a while, but he was back at school. But not to completely just derail what we had, the fun times we had going on here.
Yeah.
But you mentioned that,
my
I was
Cheerios
like,
there. Thanks a lot, Drew.
Yeah, that was
wow.
But I mean, and with sports come that type of thing, where obviously things happen, but obviously there's great things with sports and all the positives that is there. So you came back to Appleton, you had that, you go up to Spash, you tough it out with your mono situation, which is just absolutely nuts.
At green hat, nonetheless, too, in Olympic size sheet.
That's a big
That's great.
It's 85 feet just to get across the ice, or it's 100 feet to get across the ice. Yeah, it seems like 85 miles across.
Right.
Yeah.
And as places go, the fact that that's like right at the high school is kind of crazy for Wisconsin.
They built a huge indoor football facility there too. It's big field turf. Right next to the ice rink. I mean, what a
crazy.
Dang.
I know they were always like the first one to get like field turf, and everyone talked about going to Schofield. It was like, oh, we got to go to Schofield. It'd be like the coolest thing ever. And whatever.
Yeah, and you're right.
And then their youth program is as the kids call mid now.
Mid.
Now, is that like primarily on the boys' side, or I think
the girls. I think they're all combined with Wausau, Mosinee. I think that's Central.
Yeah, Central Wisconsin.
Is Wausau back in? Wausau separated for a little while, but they must be back in Central Wisconsin.
Oh, I don't know.
On the girls' side or
the
boys'
girls?
Side? I'm assuming they still are. I don't know.
Yeah.
For high school, I'm not sure, but we definitely saw them. We didn't play them, but we saw them at state last week. Singular, one state, just one.
Oh, they made the news recently on the boys' side because Merrill booted out Wausau East, and I think there's 8, 9, 10 kids, and they went to apply for a co-op with Wausau West. Wausau West said, let's do it for a year until we figure out what's going on, and the rest of the conference said no.
Yeah, and it was a 3-3 vote, which is here's what's crazy is it had to pass. So a 3-3 tie is a no vote.
It's foolish.
And
that
so now
you're
you got
letting
8 to 10
school,
kids go.
Exactly. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening?
Those kids, I mean, because they can't transfer. So, I guess they could transfer and maybe sit out track or some. You know what I mean?
I think it's before their sophomore year.
Before their sophomore, but I think they're going to start going to start a Waha high school team, is what I had most recently read.
Huh.
That's very unfortunate because I mean, East, you got 8 to 10 players. What do you do? There they sit.
Yeah, we're for the kids, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you really?
Exactly.
Sure.
Well, it's the WIA. It's Wisconsin Interscholastic against athletes. That's what it's always been.
I got a good buddy. His kid plays for, or our good buddy from high school. His kid plays for Merrill. Well, he goes to school in Merrill, so he'll be on Merrill next year.
Okay.
And the thought process that he explained to me was that they believe that if they go solo, they might be able to drop down to D2 because of the school enrollment size. So as they co-op, it forces them to D1. So if they go D2, maybe they're going to be a little bit more competitive.
Sure. That makes sense.
Which I guess makes sense from an individual school perspective, but for 8 to 10 kids, what do you do? It's terrible.
It's unfortunate for those 8 kids, and
yeah.
All right, so we're done with high school. We're moving on. Where do we go following United?
So I went and played junior hockey my first year in Bismarck, North Dakota. At that time, I think it was called the America West League. Now it's the North American Hockey League. So the Bismarck Bobcats. So I lived out there for a full year, played a full season out there. Great. Got to play power play, penalty kill, all different situations. Learned a lot about the game. Fought probably 4, 5, 6 times, whatever it was. Actually, my first game my mom and dad came to, we were playing the Fernie Ghost Riders, and it was like first or second shift of the game, and I was being a little jackass, I guess. And as I'm skating off the ice, one of their players was skating by, one of their better players. I didn't know at the time. Give him a little slash in the back of the leg. He goes down. I'm not more than 10 feet away from the bench, and I just get cross-checked from the side. And I turn around, and this guy's got his gloves are off already. I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. And I guess my dad just sat there upstairs like this, and my mom was just like, holy shit, Jim, what are we doing here?
See, you can go on and say, like, you're coming at us being like, well, I didn't know he was like one of their better players. No, you went up and you saw the biggest best kid in the yard, and you're like, I'm chopping this tree down, let's go.
So I was 140 pounds in high school. I was about 145 pounds playing junior, so I was not big.
And it's just a tap, but it's probably right on the calf.
You're new. You played high school hockey in Wisconsin, which is so different than junior hockey back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I fought. And
intro.
Sure enough, here we go. Welcome to junior hockey.
And the intensity level and speed, everything.
Yep. What was the size difference from North Dakota from Montana? You were saying it was like such a drastic difference, but you weren't substantially larger at the time. So
1 year later, I'm better hockey player, more confident. I'm not a senior in high school. I'm not fresh out of midget AAA.
Deer
hockey.
in the headlights.
It's a lot of it is just confidence. I mean, the next year I went and played in Des Moines for 35, 40 games, whatever it was, and got traded to Danville, Illinois, which is the armpit of America. But
Altoona, Wisconsin, of America,
Wisconsin.
I slept on a couch in the basement in juniors next to the washer and dryer because the waterbed's heater didn't work, so it was a shithole.
Now, is there a chance that was Danville's Ritz-Carlton though?
Probably
Danville, Tomahawk, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Was it Des Moines? Was that in the USHL? Was
Des Moines was in the USHL. Yeah. So I played 30 games there. Was playing third, fourth line, and I just wanted to play more and have a shot at Division One.
So that was a request then for the trade, because I was curious on that.
Yep. So I played there and fought a couple times there. I actually fought at the old Brown County Arena. I got a picture on my phone. I fought Luke Stoffaker. I actually fought him twice. Fought him in juniors, and then I fought him again in
if he was here, we'd do it again.
Out of curiosity, how did the first fight go?
You took them both.
Hang on.
Probably a draw. I mean, I don't remember it too much, but that was my first game back in Green Bay. I was playing for Des Moines. I had a lot of friends and family in town.
And
blowing
we grew
kisses on the way off.
Well, I don't know about that, but we grew up playing against each other in all the Bantam Elite camps and stuff, and just competed against each other. And we went, and actually our kids have played, spring hockey together at time, and we joke about it, we laugh about it, and awesome. I ended up playing on a line with him in the minors because I fought him early in the season, and they got traded to his team. So,
and there you sit.
Good guy, great guy. I mean, and it's just, but you hear about it all the time. These fighters in the NHL, it's just business, and then they'll go have beers with the guys after. So.
And how cool is that? Honestly, like you said, you're we'll say pseudo rivals for a while, like doing all these camps and stuff like that, and players, and you know them, and then you get back and you're just like, hey, good fight. All right, let's go have one.
That's the game of hockey, and I think it
stays on the ice.
It stays on the ice. Let bygones be bygones, and you move on. And he's a good guy. He's involved with the Madison Capitals organization. I think the U15 team, they got a really good squad. His kid's a good player. It's just funny how it all works out.
It just intertwines back.
And I think I even showed him I've got a picture of me squaring off, So, but he got me the second time for sure. I wasn't expecting. I went at the goalie, and
That's not down here. You got to talk to him about it.
for sure.
Out of curiosity, is this why there was no third fight, other than the trade? But you were just like, no, I'm good.
Well, I played 2 years of minor league hockey and then move on from there. But yeah, no, we fought in juniors a couple times. I was a skilled guy at that. I was, again, 5'11", 6 foot, whatever I am, and 145, 150 pounds. And, that was one of the reasons why Division I didn't work out, was I just wasn't big enough. I got knocked off the puck. Tough, and at that time there was a lot of clutching and grabbing. If you dump the puck in the corner, somebody was just latching on, going for a ride. Exactly. You were not getting near the puck, and at 150 pounds, I just had a tough time. So
yeah, Jamie, I know you're like me, so like you remember 150 pounds, third grade, just like me.
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. Oh, yeah, different world, different caliber. Yeah, my fault. All right,
I was 12.
Oh,
You're full of crap, though.
I was skinny until I got to college.
Yeah, you're a string bean.
Yeah. I was $170.
And then it was the accounting club at lacrosse got you.
Yeah,
that's where you guys just have.
I was a mathlete in college.
No one parties like the mathletes.
No, they do not.
All right, we moved on from minors and we're off into.
Well, there's a couple good stories from juniors. You talk about bag skates. I mean, you don't hear about that anymore. And we lost, I think, 10-1, 10-2 to Omaha one night. We drive back to Des Moines, and it's, 2 degrees outside.
There you
Don't
go.
hang them up, put them on. So we go back.
Wet gear and all.
It's 2:33 in the morning, and we skated for 2 hours. Push-ups on the ice with no gloves. We're hanging on the glass. Races, you had to get invited back to practice the next day. You weren't guaranteed a spot on the team.
Hang on, so you guys saw the movie Miracle and you're like, must have been fucking nice. Just gotta run lines.
Before Miracle.
That seemed a lot easier.
Wow.
That was before Miracle.
But you're looking at that like they had it easy.
Yeah. Well, and see, we weren't as smart as the team in Danville. So I get traded to Danville, and we lost. I don't know who we lost to, but we get back the next day at practice. Coach brings out a 32-gallon Rubbermaid bin, puts it in the middle of the ice. You guys suck, and da-da-da-da, just torched us for 5 minutes. You didn't give an effort in the last game, whatever, da-da-da. 2-3 game losing streak. You guys are going to skate until you puke. We're all just sitting on the goal line. We're like, fuck, this is going to suck so bad, because this is going to be an hour of
someone's
nonsense.
got to puke.
Somebody's got to do it.
Our captain.
Yep.
Skates out to the Rubbermaid bin, pulls the trigger. All right, boys,
Let's go.
We're done. That's a leader.
That's why you're the captain.
Yep.
Cheers.
Why he's got the C.
By the way, the assistant had to hold his mullet.
Yeah. So, that was.
That's funny. That's great.
That was. It's always a good story to tell, because it's just like, I can't believe that happened. And as I sit back and think about it, I'm like, that is like genius,
Yeah,
right?
I got this one, boy.
Yeah. Don't worry. Been there, done that.
Let's go. And then to have the confidence and to say, like,
that's
sorry,
it.
Coach,
Skate off.
We're done. We're done.
We're done. You said.
I'm not even asking.
And staring in the eyes, you're
like,
skating off. Yep.
Good by me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then from there, I got recruited to, it was either Stevens Point or St. Norbert's, and we used to live in Stevens Point from 85 to 90. So I was in Stevens Point when they won all those national titles.
Yeah, with Maz.
Maz was the coach there. Tim Coughlin was playing there. Paul Caulfield, Ralph Barahona, Todd Chin. I mean,
if you want to name some good names,
Local legends.
It's just a freaking murderer's row right there. That's crazy,
right? Yeah. I mean, just the program and the history. So it was a no brainer.
Yeah, absolutely.
No brainer. I'm going to Point. Sorry. And I was American.
Yes.
Well, if you weren't Canadian, you were really going to St. Norbert's.
USA.
It's changed now, but back in the day, it was like 99% all Canadians at St. Norbert. So I chose Stevens Point, and it was probably 4 of the best years of my life. I mean, we were mid-range. We were okay my freshman year. We had 12 freshmen. Had a pretty good year. I think we were like 17-7, and we thought
with freshmen.
Yeah, we thought we would get better year by year, but we went the opposite way, and just I learned a lot about coaching then. We just didn't have the most discipline. We weren't held accountable. The structure just wasn't there. And it was a great time, but I learned a lot about if I ever ran a program, I'm not running it this way. So, they always say you learn from your best coaches. Sometimes they say you learn from your,
what not to do.
Yeah, you learn from your losses. You learn from in a situation that maybe wasn't the best. I'm not going to say it was the worst, but I'm certainly not going to say it was the best. So I learned a lot. I mean, I love the guys. The guys are great. We had a blast.
Stats-wise, you did pretty well.
Yeah. I did pretty well. My 4 years there was a good time. So.
Very.
But to come
with
back
that freshman class, I mean, your expectation levels are up there.
You think every year you're going to get better, especially with all these freshmen. Yeah. We had guys that played in the USHL. We had Division I transfers, and it just that you talk about becoming a team and all of that. Like we were great at the bars.
Yeah, that's what
we just weren't great on the ice.
You're talking to a phenomenal underachiever right here, and I'm good at it.
So that was and then to come back and meet a lot of the St. Norbert guys, that we played against, and to hear them say, you guys were the most difficult team to play because we never knew what we were going to get. You guys were so talented.
That's what. Yeah.
We just didn't know how to prepare for you guys, and to hear that was like kicking the dick.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's right.
Shit.
Yeah. Right. Just
no one told us that.
This was like shit. We couldn't. Should have told us that at the time. Yeah. But 4 years was phenomenal. I mean, the Willett is a unbelievable rink. It's. I mean, some of the atmospheres that we played in. Better than a lot of the Division I schools that are out there. I mean, it was.
And the crowds there, and everything's right on the top. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, it was a fun time, and then
and Bruisers downtown isn't bad either. Now it's Club Icon,
but it's a fun town too. So I mean, you have that whole small town. You got townie bars and stuff like that, and people that are like, you're going to have lifelong Pointer hockey fans that are just there.
The alumni weekends that we go back are just an absolute blast. I mean, the guys from the 90s are there, the guys from the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, and I mean, nobody partied like our group did. That's for damn sure. I mean, we did some fun stuff. I mean, we started a tradition called Pedal to the Pubs. Where our whole hockey team took our bikes, started at a bar at 11 o'clock. The rules were you had to be on a bike, and we all had our T-shirts. We screen printed "Pedal to the Pubs" T-shirts. You had to get the bartender had to sign your T-shirt.
Downtown.
Well, it started at the townie bars.
Okay.
You had to have a beer or a shot at every bar.
Oh boy.
And we started at 11 o'clock.
I was done by 7. This is the first time I've heard that Stevens Point had a drinking culture.
Polka, polka, polka.
Yeah. So stuff like that. I mean, that was, those are some of the things that I remember. I mean, those are just an absolute blast. But
so this is a big part about
and hockey got you there. That's what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's that.
So what I was about to say, this is kind of what this podcast is about too, is like how sports brings people together and the opportunities you have and the memories you have and all this stuff because of sports. So they're not all sports based, but it's how it gets you there.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, I look back at, my professional career in work. I mean, I interviewed and it's like, well, what experience do you have? I don't have any. But
have you heard of Pedal to the Pub?
Right.
I've got this T-shirt. It's signed by Minnie.
As an 18-year-old, I drove across the entire halfway across the United States to Billings, Montana, and went to high school. So I got traded from Danville or Des Moines, Iowa, to Danville, Illinois.
Yeah. That's a lot of maturing.
I had to meet new teammates. I had to connect with, build new relationships. I had to work my ass off. I had to prove myself. Who's this new guy? He's from the USHL. He's coming to the North American League.
And everybody, all eyes are on you.
Yeah. Oh, how's he going to perform? Yeah. So you talk about things that you can bring to a professional world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's invaluable.
You got to think too. Some company that's talking to you and you're like, they're hearing your stories like, holy shit, this guy, he ain't afraid of anything. He can do that.
I'm not afraid to get told no.
I was going to say,
he fights guys.
I was going to say, they're going to hire you because you see what he did to that one dude. Like he scraps, man.
Stop soccer.
He got him in the calf, and then he got it.
Yeah, I got enough scars to.
So after college, what comes?
After college, I was fortunate enough to go play minor league hockey in the Central Hockey League down in. I started out in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And how does that start? I'm really curious about that. How do you get that connection in?
Gosh, how did I get there?
But you had already connections prior, right?
Yeah, I mean, Paul
but-
Caulfield was my assistant coach. He was my assistant coach at Stevens Point. Wish he was the head coach. And I still talk to Paul even to this day. I mean, him and I are very close. He was the one that recruited me at Stevens Point. But yeah, he got me on. Connected me with Tulsa.
And it's just a connection. That's all you need at that point.
Yeah, and I signed a contract and thinking I'm on the team. Well, I get down there for training camp and there's 35 kids. It's like, oh, crap.
Here we go again.
How am I going to be better? So I went Division III. There's 7 guys that played Division I hockey. Guys that got the scholarship over I did. And I'm sitting there going, there's no way they're going to keep me. Well, then all of a sudden, the opening day roster gets posted and it's like, oh.
Here I am.
Boom. I made the team, so it's kind of like it comes full circle that this guy went to play at RPI or St. Lawrence. I thought I was getting recruited there because I talked to their coach, but they chose them over. I had more points than them. So it's kind of full circle. So, I look back, Division III worked out. I was able to perform, be one of the top players in Division III hockey, and move on to the minor leagues and
excel at that league. I mean, that's the cool thing, right?
Yeah, and whether I excelled or not, it's a different ball game. But
in our eyes, you did.
I ended up getting traded again. It's like, what's wrong with me? I got traded from Tulsa. I played 3 games in Tulsa, and then I got traded to Lubbock, Texas. So I played my last 56 games in Lubbock, Texas, and that was an absolute Texas Tech University. Our stadium that we played at was right next to Texas football, the Texas Tech football stadium, and
it's already a win.
And just had a blast.
And how old are you at this time?
24.
Yeah,
24, 25.
Right. So, and right next to the college.
Yeah, and the guy that I lived with, his name was John Foster. He played in the USHL, played in Dubuque, and ended up playing at Denver and won 2 national titles at Denver. And here I am playing with him and put up more points than he did. So
it's got to be nice.
So it's pretty cool.
It's got to be nice going from Montana, North Dakota, all these places, and you walk out of your barn and you're like, oh, we're in Texas. All right, this is not bad.
Yeah, you're in shorts. And
that's a whole
Thanksgiving, we had T-shirt and shorts on, and we're sitting outside on the patio having beers. I mean, it was great.
That's awesome.
I mean, not that you weren't in Billings, but it was uncomfortable.
Well, I was in high school in Billings, but yes, I did have a couple
we know
beers
people from Montana. Come on now.
Montana.
There's probably a pretty good chance there was some beverages going around there.
Yes, the rookie party had beverages.
There you go.
We had to invite, going back to that, we had a rookie party, and I had to invite high school girls to the rookie party, and we had to do some stuff that was very risque. So I had to go back into school Monday morning in front of the girls that...
Here we are.
Susie, how you doing?
Susie Calhoun.
Yeah. So it was fun.
And you brought that up at your job interviews.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
It's networking. That's all it was my networking skills. It was so good in there.
It was Lubbock. I mean, places Lubbock, Texas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Bismarck, North Dakota, Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, crazy.
Then my second year, I played in Chicago in the United Hockey League, and that was it was a good time. I mean, it was.
Well, those 2 years, Lubbock and Chicago, you had pretty good years of hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I at that time they only had 3 lines. They only carried 10 forwards, so they carried 9 actual hockey players and then 1 fighter. So they carried one guy that was just a straight fighter.
And that was
this guy right here.
160.
Yeah, I don't think I blocked a shot in college, but when I finally got to when I played those 2 years, I played more of a defensive role. I mean, I was a third line checking center. I mean, I was much bigger. I gained weight finally after my 4 years of drinking point beer at school and put some weight on.
That's why I wore it.
I finally played 200 feet after 25 years of playing youth hockey.
All the way.
I finally played 200 feet.
I'm going to go below the hash marks.
I actually blocked a couple shots. I fought probably 7-8 times each year. I mean, I scrapped quite a bit.
But you are now, you said you're 24-ish, right? So
24, 25.
Yeah, you're growing into it. You're ready for this.
Yeah, I'm 180, 190 pounds. Yeah, I worked out hard. I mean, I started to gain weight. It was like my metabolism slowed down, and Now it's like, okay, now I can, it's like, where was this 7 years ago? Would things have been different? And
who knows, right?
Yeah, I mean, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, but.
What did your off season look like as you were prepping for that? Was it all lifting and skating, or?
You know, back then there really wasn't spring ice. I mean, we started to play what my dad called rat hockey. So we'd get ice on a Tuesday night and just drop the puck and play. That was it. But otherwise, I played baseball. I played high school football for Appleton North. I was quarterback JV year, and so there wasn't a whole lot of summer ice. It was just straight workout. I mean, and you know, at that time it was a lot of Olympic lifts, the power clean, the hang cleans, all of those, and that's the opposite of what they want now. Yeah. Just because I think that's more difficult, you know, more tough on your joints, and it's just not the explosion stuff. And I've got a 13-year-old son, and the workouts that he got from Team Wisconsin this summer is so different than what I worked out. Like, I look at it, I'm like, wow, that's not a back squat. That's not, you know, just leg press and just straight power. Now it's all about explosion.
When are you maxing out?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
max day. It's max day.
So there wasn't a whole lot of summer hockey. It was you go home, work out, and there was no, you know. Now you look at all this. There's an obstacle courses, and how, you know, go skate around cones and be more, you know, more robotic is kind of what they're teaching now. Is
and you lose that, like that Tuesday skate, right? Where it's more skinny hockey than anything, where you're just out doing it.
I think now that you say that, Sunday morning prayer league was where I got my ice.
Yeah, that makes
with the 70-year-olds.
Exactly.
My dad was out there, and he was more of a prick than I was.
He's picking a fight with you.
You start getting that tap on the back of the calf.
First time I ever took my face mask off. My dad and I go play prayer league some Sunday morning, and we were on opposite teams, and I got the puck, and I think I peeled away in the corner, and he went to lift my stick, missed it, and clipped me between the eyebrows. So he had to call my mom and tell her that we were at AMC getting stitches, and she's freaking out thinking that we got in a fight.
Two-handed slash.
He was a prick. 79 years old and he's still laying lumber if he goes out there.
He's still gonna get.
That's pretty impressive.
That's, you know what? It's been a long time, boys, but I'm going to say that right there is a lobby legend right there. Absolutely.
For sure.
Cheers.
That's a fantastic story. You brought up earlier that you wouldn't have run a program like this. So all of a sudden now you're getting to a point where you're going to start coaching and you're going to get a program. So how did that all come to? How did you get to the coaching bug and then wanting to get into it? And what was your start in coaching?
Well, even before that, how did you decide to come back home when you're in?
Oh, sure, from Chicago.
Texas, Chicago. So I'd be like, I'm going back to Texas.
Tomahawk, Wisconsin seems nice.
Yeah, right.
College friend of mine set me up with my now wife, Amanda. She set us up on a date, and you know, sparks flew, emotions ran high, and here we are.
She's from here.
She's from Appleton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we actually, she went to Appleton West, I went to Appleton North. We didn't know each other until just recently. So, well, now 17 years ago or whatever it's been. So, we didn't know each other at all. Met after college, met after pro, and I was going to go back and play another year. I was going to go back down to Oklahoma City. At that time, the Lubbock coach went to Oklahoma City, and I was going to go to Oklahoma City and play another year, and things started to progress with our relationship, and I just, you know what, I'll go find a job, and found a career level job, and next thing you know, we're engaged.
You're settling in.
Next thing you know, we're settling in.
I know her brother a little bit.
So now,
rough family.
Yeah, right. Tough crowd.
Cheers to you.
So now you're here. Now we can go to the coaching aspect.
Yeah.
What led you to that path?
So I didn't have any intention of coaching. I think I wanted to get back involved in the game somehow, some way, but I just didn't know how. And actually, my wife was a teacher at Appleton East, and Cliff Watson was the head coach of Appleton United, and he resigned after 2 years, like on a Friday. The season started Monday. So Tim Zachow, the athletic director at that time, goes down to Amanda's room and said, "Hey, would Mike be the head coach?" She's like, "I don't know." go ask him.
Yes, he will.
I have no idea why. Like, go ask him. Why are you asking me?
He just wants the
because
connection.
if I go ask him, he's going to say,
no.
I have to ask my wife.
Yeah, right.
So that's a really good
Get the
So-
clearance first. Now go ask him.
Do you mind if we
Right.
ask
So,
him?
so well played.
Yeah.
So I get a call and I was like, I better go clear this with my boss. So Friday afternoon, I walked down. I said, hey, I just got this opportunity. They're pinched for a coach. Could I do it for a year? Would you support me on it? Because I mean, they have 4 o'clock practice. You're,
Right.
You go down to you play Fond du Lac or University School or any of those schools. You have to leave
Tuesday
at 2.
night?
Yeah, Tuesday night. You're leaving at 2 o'clock. He's like, yeah, I'll support it. Just do your work. Like do your job, succeed at your job, put the work in,
Just get
and
it done.
yeah. So I was like, cool. So I'm like, well, who am I going to do this with? Like, your
Staff.
you need a staff. Like your staff is everything. So I called up Mike Skidinski. At that time, he was the Lawrence head coach. And I said, all right, Mike, who do you have that is done with their eligibility that's still finishing up school? And that was, he goes, I've got a guy for you, Matt Hughes. I go, okay, give me his number. I called him on my way home from work. He goes, well, I'm actually going to the Lawrence game tonight. He goes, we should chat then. I'm like, oh, okay. Went to the Lawrence game at AFIC and talked to him for 15 minutes. They said, I'll see you Monday at 4 o'clock. We talked for 15 minutes. And then, and then we had Kyle Andrews, he was on board with AU prior to me taking over. He was the JV head coach. He stayed on. So we introduced ourselves Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock before we went on the ice. And then Eric Larabelle jumped on and helped as well. So, we
What
formed,
a crew.
We formed our
that's
staff.
A solid group right there.
For sure. Yeah. And it was, we didn't know each other, and it was, I didn't know much about coaching. As far as high school kids, and you just had to learn on the fly.
So what year is this?
2013 maybe?
Just getting going in 13. Okay.
Yeah, 2013 I think is when we started, because I was there. I think we won it in 15, 16, so 13, 14, 12, 13. Yeah, 2012, 2013 was the first year I took over, and I was just going to do it for a year. That was it. Work was important. I was trying to climb the corporate ladder, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. Good group of kids. We had some high end talent.
Yeah, very high end.
Trenton Bliss was a sophomore at that time, and I met him the year before in the penalty box, and it was a good year, and I think I figured it out in about a month or two that I wanted to do that longer term. That this was going to be a longer term than just 1 year. We went up to Duluth Marshall. They were the number 2 Class A team in the state of Minnesota. Got outshot 55-6 and ended up winning 2-1. Played East Grand Forks the next game.
Who was that goaltender? I remember
James Schrader.
Yes, it was
James Schrader.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were. We had numbers, and now United has 16 kids. We had 40, 50 kids in the program at that time. Trenton, Alfaro, Carver Watson, they were all sophomores. Our talent was young.
Solid.
Was this prior to the Fox City Stars? Like Xavier had their team, but was the Stars
the
already?
Stars started in like early 2000s.
Was it that early?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been around for a long time.
Because I know Xavier had their to start, it was just Xavier.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. But then when they finally I remember when they actually started up. Okay.
Yeah. So we went up to Duluth, but and did well in that tournament. I don't think people were like, "Oh shit, you guys!
Where
you beat Duluth Marshall?
Yes.
They were the number two team in the state of Minnesota. East Grand was like 5 or 6, and then the third game we played Mankato, who was ranked like number 7th or 8th, and I mean they were good games. We were right there, and none of that would have been possible if we didn't lay the foundation like a month before. We were just to go back. How I said I wouldn't let this happen to my team. At college, there's guys that would go out. We had a 48-hour rule in college where you couldn't go out. Well, guys are going out the night before drinking and stuff. So you're playing a guilty game on a Friday night. Well, we had a rule. Well, not that we're doing that in college, but we had to lay the foundation for discipline, accountability. And at that time, Brady Seeliger was our captain. Took a checking from behind penalty. So he sat in the penalty box for 10 minutes. Devin Blobe took a swearing penalty or something like that. He was in the penalty box for 10 minutes, and Trenton was being an idiot and did something stupid, so he was sitting into the box. So All three of them had like 10-minute misconduct. So when they got out midway through the second period, I look at Husey and I go, Husey, we got to do something here. I don't want him on the bench. Get him off.
Here we go.
Husey's like, okay. So I called the ref over. I said, can I kick him off the ice? I don't want him here anymore. What do you mean you don't want him here anymore? Well, they served their penalties. I said, no, I want him off the ice. He goes, if you send him off the ice in the middle of the game, you have to send a coach over with him. I said, okay. Sounds good.
Here you go, Eric.
Devin gets out. Sit down. Seeliger gets out. Sit down. Finally, Trenton gets out. And I said, all three of you guys, get off the bench. You're done. Go. You're not welcome here right now. Not with the way you're acting. Go. Get off the ice. And they just, holy shit. So Husey, we're in Oshkosh at the YMCA. The only way off the bench is by walking all the way around.
Yeah.
Well, you got all the parents sitting up in the stands.
sure
What the fuck is going on here?
And they're going to call him
And
out.
Husey does it perfectly. Just walks, and he's looking dead straight. Doesn't look anybody in the eye. No emotion. Just walks around. They're all asking, "What's going on? What's going on?" He doesn't flinch. All three of them watched the game. And this was a
locker room's in the back corner.
Yep. Yeah.
Statement made.
Yeah.
All three of them watched the game. 1 month later, we go up to Duluth Marshall and beat them 2-1 in overtime. And and from that point on, it was like, this is our program. This is our standard. This is how we're going to run things. And you couldn't have played that out. I couldn't have ever written that script. It just happened. And we reacted in real time that this is how it's going to be. And that was all from college. I'm not going to allow that to happen on my team.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Culture versus talent. What would you rather have? You'd rather
100%.
have that perfect. Okay.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm with you. Cheers.
Drinks.
But you'd rather have that great culture with great people than you would. No one saw that. Yeah, we can get you another one.
Jay, can you?
There's a garage beer right there.
So yeah,
Taylor
that was
Swift.
This intermission brought to you by Garage Beer.
Travis Kelsey.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Grab
boys.
yourself one, buddy.
But to have that culture and be like, this is how things are going to be, and we're not deviating from this plan. This is how it is, and everyone's, you're either here or you're not.
and they put the kids committed, and they put the work in, and they went up, and it was a fun year. It was good. They put the work, they bought in, and so we had a good successful first year. The second year they became juniors. Dylan Finney, the goaltender, he was actually playing at the junior ads at the time.
Yeah.
He moved back, so we picked
Solid.
up a goaltender, and that second year we ended up making it to state. We beat Notre Dame in the sectional semis, beat Bayport in the sectional final, and made it down to state. That was.
It warms my heart for you to hear to say that.
What's that?
Beat Notre Dame, beat Bayport.
Bayport's not even around anymore.
I know.
So yeah, we made it down there. We played Wausau West in the first round of their first game of the state tournament, and gave up 3 goals in 3 minutes, 2 power play goals, and
It's consistent. It's something,
Yeah, but we were up 1-0 and ended up losing that game 3. I think we ended up making it 3-2, threw the kitchen sink at them and lost that game. And just to talk about how special the coaching staff was there, and something that I learned about getting after refs. You see youth hockey refs or youth hockey coaches. Just my son's a 16-year-old. He refs a ton of games, and you see he hates reffing Squirt C and Pee Wee C because those are the ones
Always.
that go. It's like those are the
Those
craziest.
You're the reason. You are the reason.
But listen, I'm not that I'm saying that I haven't yelled at a ref since, but I have way toned it back. But we were in that game, and Carl Ohm was the ref at that time.
Oh, Lord.
3 goals in 3 minutes, 2 power play goals, and every time he skated up and I put my foot up on the bench and just I'm just chewing him out every time he skates by for like 5 minutes.
Because he was also coach or ref in WCHA at the time, right?
Yeah, probably. Yep. Yeah, and I wasn't coaching. I wasn't I wasn't even putting lines out.
Oh, you're
worried about him.
Focused.
Totally focused on him. Just chewing him out. Husey walks over to me. He was running the defensive coaches, and he comes over to me and goes, Brols, shut the fuck up. You look and sound like a fucking idiot. And I just sat back, and I was like, fuck, he's
You haven't seen anything yet.
You want to see? Well, if I'm going to be,
We're going to take it up a notch.
But it was that aha moment. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are we doing here?
But also, that culture goes further than just your players. I mean, so your other coaches realize it, and to have the wherewithal to say that to you,
100%.
How many?
And to be able to approach you, and to be able to approach you with it.
It creeps up on you, doesn't it?
Take it to you.
Yeah.
For a coach to be able to say that and feel comfortable saying that.
Oh, we debated line combinations. We debated our power play systems, our penalty kill. I mean, we debated everything, and they challenged 100%. They challenged. And
You talk about going. All right.
Thanks.
Who sharpened the boys' skates back in the day?
Bill Barkholz.
See, you had an athletic supporter. I used to sharpen for NHM for years. My son graduated. I stuck on with Lindy just to sharpen skates, just to be that foundation.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Is the boys are there. Let's make sure that they're there. And so I did that up until this year because at 60 players, I'm too old, too crabby.
Many. Yeah, now you got to get a Sparks. I saw Sparks over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we.
So you had an entire crew, an entire support staff.
Yeah, they were the best. I mean, our assistant coaches were awesome. You gotta get out here. Yeah, they were fantastic. Great group of guys. We got along. Eric Larabelle was like our informant. He knew who was dating who. He knew who broke up with who. Who do we have to go light on? Yeah, it was great because at that time he was 22 or 23 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just so young. He was closer in age to them than we were. So he knew exactly what was going on and kind of had the pulse on the team. And it was just a perfect group of guys to do it with. And then, we lost that Wausau West game, and I mean, the tears just flowed in the locker room after that. And we went back, and that was the first summer that they allowed coaches to help out with WIAA. So all summer long. So we booked ice at AFIC Monday and Wednesday night from the minute school got out till the minute school got in. They were determined. I mean, they were. We are going to win state. They worked their ass off all summer. So,
and how nice it is when you have that special class that takes it upon themselves, and I don't want to say does the work for you, but kind of they do the culture the piece.
Yep.
And it's the absolute nicest thing when you have that. Like, I played football on a team.
Stop playing.
We were 1-8 one year. The next year we were 8-1. 8-1 because that senior class just took it upon themselves.
Yep.
It certainly wasn't because of the coaches.
I mean, Kimberly
The coaches
football
were the
built
same.
that culture. I mean, that's they talk about servant leadership and
even before Jones, you had Jorgensen started that whole thing and then it passed on to Jones.
Yeah, we did it, and we didn't even have a foundation, and we were just doing it because that was the right thing to do.
You found out on a Friday. So let's be real here.
Yeah. I mean, it was just. I mean, the parents were great. Going into that next year, we had one goal. I mean, I remember standing up at the player-parent meeting saying, "We're not going to lose a game this year," and I'm dead serious. We're winning state.
This is going into your state.
This is going into that state year. Yep. Like that was the goal, and we had our at that time we had 54 kids in the program, 34 on the JV and 20 on the varsity. I mean, it was crazy. Wow. And if all of the kids that had BANTAM eligibility would have stayed, we would have been in the 60s. Now United has like 15 kids. I mean, it's just crazy how it ebbs and flows.
And that's just Appleton too. It's
just Appleton.
And it's tough to try and make rules when stuff like that's happening because it's not long. Like things are going to change. So you don't want to make a rule and be like, well, we should have a north and east team, whatever it is. You don't want to separate that because you don't know 2 years later you're going to be in a different story.
You could have definitely have done a north team then. There was probably 35, 40 kids that were just at north. On that championship team, I think there was 16 north kids, 2 east and 2 west. So, you could have done a north team, but you're right.
But then what are you leaving with the others? But I mean, at the same point, you do that and then because this always comes up with like the Stars girls. Their co-op. There's so many schools in there.
Yep.
But some of the schools are like one kid here, 2 kids there, and you're trying to put together the whole team. So if you like break that up, then what are you doing? So you don't know because there used to be United Girls, and then they all brought it together because it's great at the time. Be like, hey, we have too many, but 2 years from now you're going to be too short, and all of a sudden your second line JV player is now a second line varsity player.
Yep.
And then what do you do?
I think the first or second year that I coached United, there could have been, now I think one kid went up to Green Bay Notre Dame, one kid transferred out, one kid didn't play. There could have been like 6 goalies.
Wow.
My last year, I coached for 5 years. My last year, I think there was a kid that came out of retirement. He played mites and squirts, stopped playing hockey, and then we're like, we need a goalie. We only have one.
So you had an NIL deal for him?
Yeah, we had NIL before NIL. Yeah. We'll get you pads.
Sounds like a Notre Dame thing, honestly.
So walk us through that season, because you're going into it with expectations of the number one, right?
Yeah, it was. So the kids set the expectation.
Yeah.
I ultimately didn't. Going through, at that time I was at Penske Truck Leasing, and I went through some leadership classes, and it was all about writing goals down. What are you going to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? So first thing we did with the kids was write down your goals. You have individual goals, and then you have team goals, and then we have 3 team goals, 3 individual goals that you want to accomplish. And then each goal, I want 3 different things that you're going to do to accomplish that on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So I get them back. So everybody's got their 3, individual goals, all conference, all that stuff. 15 out of the 20 only put 1 team goal. That was to win state. Wow. That was it. There was no second and third. The other ones were just following the rules, and they were all the young kids and just following in line. The older kids, it didn't matter. Nothing else mattered. Conference didn't matter. The conference tournament, nothing. No, Christmas tournament didn't matter. So we went into that year.
We all want the big prize.
Yeah, it was if we didn't win state,
that's it.
It was a bust. Wow. Period. And easy to say that now, but if it would have been a bust,
But that's your team culture, and like you said, that's not coming from you. That's the team.
Yeah, for sure. So we were 15-0 at one time. Our first look, so we went 27-2, I think. We lost to both Fond du Lac schools. We were 15-0. Playing Fondy Springs, who was 0-15.
Yes.
And that's who we lost.
Here they come.
Yep. Yeah. And that was actually Trenton Bliss took a knee-on-knee penalty and knocked himself out for like 3 or 4 weeks. He ended up having an MCL sprain and ended up having to wear a brace. And his first game back was in the conference semifinals against Fond du Lac, Goodrich or Fondy Cardinals. And we ended up losing that game as well. So that was his first game back. But when he went down, you talk about the team thinking
that deflation.
That mental piece.
At that time he was committed to Wisconsin, but he's eventually he'd be Mr. Hockey. He was the heart and soul. He was our captain.
Everybody knew him.
Yeah.
And you think of those like movie scripts. You always have to have that controversy. What it is, you always have to have that. So many championship teams have that rock bottom moment. So losing like an 0-15 Springs, it's not. You're playing tomorrow. There's a tomorrow. You got to make sure the kids understand this is tomorrow. But what are we going to do about it? It's not about what we did. It's what you're going to do next.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not that understanding. How are you going to build off of this? Are you going to just take this as demoralizing, or are you going to take this as inspiration?
Right. Yeah.
And the punch in the mouth moment.
For sure. We went to university school that next game. Let's say it was a Tuesday night against Springs, and then that Saturday we went down to play university school in No Trenton. How's the team going to react?
Right.
And they stepped up, and we just controlled the play and ended up beating university school, who we did eventually beat in the quarterfinals. But yeah, it was a pretty good moment. And then, ended up losing to Fond du Lac Cardinals in the semifinals and did a seeding. And then, so we played Wapaka in the first round. We were up.
Did you guys get the 2 seed in the sectional then, or what?
No, we were the 1 seed.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I was curious.
When you go into that sectional seed,
you know your story.
So I don't know if you're familiar with how that goes. Yeah. Every coach gets to put their case up. So my case was we didn't lose to anybody in this room. We're the number 1 seed.
Period. End of story.
I'm hoping there was no rebuttals to that. Because how do you talk back?
You can't. Well, a couple. I think Nina at that time they were right there. They were a good squad. Yeah. They've been a good squad for a number of years. They were right there, but we beat them. And yes, their rebuttal was they won the conference tournament. Sure, right. Totally get that. But
head to head.
Head-to-head, we beat you. I think we played them at home that year, and we ended up meeting them in the sectional final.
Yeah,
and,
I remember that game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. The first game was against Wapaka. We were, one good story on that one. We were up 6-0 after the second period. Michael Alfaro took a penalty on a breakaway, and then Lucas McKinnon took another penalty like at the end of the second period. I think he might have even swore, like missed a breakaway. And
Shucks.
Then, yeah, shucks on the ice. But anyways, two unsportsmanlike misconduct penalties at the end of the period. We're up 6-0. I unloaded on them in the locker room. I mean, I'm talking like at the top of my lungs, unloaded on them for probably a good 5 minutes. The athletic director, the team doctor, all the administrative staff from the schools out there, and here I am unloading on these kids. So, quick little story.
Here comes
that.
Hughes.
Yeah. So Trenton had each kid at the start of the playoffs. He had each kid bring a tool or something that signified their role on the team. So one kid brought a hammer because he was the hit man. One kid brought a Leatherman tool because he was a jack of all trades. The goalies brought condoms because they were protection.
One condom between the two because the goalie's never going to get any.
So
I used one.
Like, no, definitely not.
We now understand
from a goalie.
We understand the culture you guys cultivated now.
Yeah, right. So everybody's got like one kid had like a little Trenton, I think, brought a little gun, not a gun, like a water gun, like a little mini gun, because he called himself a sniper.
Yep.
So they brought their toys and they put him on this like little husky bench.
They brought their toys,
They
Coach.
brought their fucking toys. Give me an orange or a grape, but none of that stinking root beer.
That is awesome.
So they all brought something that signified their role, and it was one.
So they bought in.
They put that on a little husky toolbox in the middle of the locker room, and they had that sitting out, and he put that out. So I'm unloading on him in between the second and third period, and I'm talking unloading. I started to walk out, and I decided I wasn't done. I turned around and said, and if you think you're going to win state, you have another thing coming, and da-da-da, you guys are selfish. Just unloaded on them. And I rear back, and I kicked that toolbox, and I knocked off half the stuff. At the other side, and this is in the old United locker room, I think it's now the women's locker room, Trenton stands up and said, don't fucking touch our stuff. And the locker room was
saw you fight
dead.
Stufffucker, and I'll bring you on.
The locker room was dead silent. And the other coaches were like, oh shit, our head coach and our captain are going to go toe to toe. Our season's over. We're going to get kicked out of the playoffs because there's going to be a full edge brawl in here.
No way. That was awesome, right?
Yeah.
I turned around and walked out.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
That was awesome.
Walked into locker room 4, and Husey, Kyle, and Larry walked into locker room 4, and we just all sat down, and I just sat down, and we all just looked at each other, and I said, it's not our team anymore.
Yeah, no,
Our job is
done.
they're going to take us as far
Especially at playoffs.
Yep. So we went and played Notre Dame the second game, 7-2, just beat the shit
Warms
out of
my
them.
heart.
Yep. We pummeled them, and then we played in that just a great atmosphere at Cornerstone in the what is it, the third Olympic rink or whatever it is.
Yep.
I mean, I remember pulling up to that game, and there was like a line outside. We were 2 hours before, and we're like, holy shit.
So were they lining the track?
I was
up around-
grilling. I was
up around
grilling
town?
out.
So they originally weren't going to open that up, but they ended up opening
have
it
to.
up. Well, they had to. So our team goes out for a stretch of an hour before the game.
It's packed.
And there's 2 student sections. They're cheering our stretch. And I'm just like, holy shit, this is going to be awesome. And it was a good game. I think it was back and forth in the first period. Second period, no goals. And then we ended up taking over in the third and scoring I think Eric Barkholt scored a shorty and probably popped an empty netter there. And boom, there we are at state. So, yeah, some pretty good stories. I mean, like just stuff you don't plan on and stuff that just happens. And as you look back on it, it's like we just reacted to things. We did things the right way. We wanted to teach these kids accountability, respect, and understand the game and what's your goal and what's your role on the team. And they understood their role. Yeah.
So these boys now, it's been a few years. Do you run into them from time to time, or?
I mean, they're
Downtown
young.
at Cleo's.
No, I mean, yes,
They're
but
chasing
no.
cougars at Cleo's.
Hey, it's Christmas all year long there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I see
When you
some
get
of
a
them
team
now
like
and then.
that does that, kind of great to be able to run into your coach or fellow players and things
I mean, I see him from time to time. I mean, we saw Eric Barkholtz, so he's at Clarkson. So was it last year or the year before that? Our AHA Pee Wee A team was up in Houghton playing, and there was a little bit of strategery done on it, but Michigan Tech played Clarkson, and Eric Barkholtz was playing. So we got to sit in the lobby of the hotel because there's only one hotel in Houghton, and
hotel lobby's a good place to be.
It is, yeah. So we ended up chatting with him, and Trenton was up there at Tech, and he's now in Norway, and so I see some of them every now and
He's
then.
in Norway?
He's playing pro hockey in Norway, yeah.
Huh. I'll have to have my cousins and look him up over there.
Yeah. He's playing with Cliff Watson.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. The Norwegian League.
Yeah.
So then we ended up obviously winning it, and they're 2 more years later, and it was time to be done.
Stepping away.
Yeah, my kids were.
Well, that's the hard thing is once you get kids in the mix.
Yeah. I knew it was done. My wife called me. I was in Fond du Lac. It was like 4:30 on a Thursday afternoon, and the 2 little boys wanted to go out into the backyard rink and play, and she couldn't tie their skates and get them all set up and carry them out there. And she called me going, they're all pissed off. They want to go out there. And I was just kind of like, what am I doing? I'm in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. What am I doing?
Right.
I mean, it's kind of fitting. You find out you're going to coach at 5 o'clock on a Friday. Yeah. So 4:30 on a Thursday, it's time to call it quits.
Done.
That is the perfect circle of coaching. And you're not done coaching, but that coaching that level.
Yeah.
Because now you get to go and coach your kids.
Yeah.
And that is a whole different thing.
It's interesting. And obviously I wasn't in the stands when we won the state championship, but I hear my wife talks about the parents crying and hugging, and I get that now. My son's my 13-year-old is going to be a second-year Bantam next year, and the blood, sweat, and tears, the hotel lobbies,
everything,
all the drinks, the car rides, the spring hockey, the summer hockey. Just the time that you spend with these people. I mean, they're like a second family. I mean, you're really close to them, and so I didn't know that at that. I'm like, why are they like taking this so like. They're just really into it. I'm like, okay,
because that's their lifestyle for you.
It is.
You think of your every 4 a.m. Saturday morning when you're getting up for mites or whatever it is, or travel, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like where you're running around. You're like, I hate doing this. You're gonna miss it. It's gonna be gone sooner than you think.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
And it was. I'd say 4 or 5 years later, I get it now. I understand it. So. Yeah, it made it even more special. So something that I'll, time in life that I'll never forget. It was one of the, obviously getting married, having, your kids being born, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's all great. But hockey's what,
details. I mean, the rest
all
is just details. So,
but stuff like this, time is fleeting. That stuff's, it's going to be gone before you know it. And it's, it's a whole different world. And this is why we do what we do, because we hang out in the lobby and we do this kind of
we do things.
We do this dumb shit and hang out.
So you had this career, everything was great. You had that championship. Now you're back. Your kids are going through the. My question was, before you stepped in here and we were kind of talking, is how do you view, and I know this is sidetracked, but how do you view? You got your hockey, you got your seasons. What do you got? Other sports, what are you doing? What are you doing in that off season? Is it spring? Is it summer? Is it hockey all the way around? What's your take? Because it's everybody has their own thing, right?
Yeah. Once I stopped, I mean, that's when my kids were in the mites and squirts, and it was spring hockey. It's over in Minneapolis every single weekend. It seems like playing in spring tournaments, and then you've got. We did take a break. I mean, spring hockey was a big thing, and I think it still is a big thing. But go play other sports. I mean, you hear all these podcasts out there. USA Hockey preaches it. If you listen to
their development model,
and you listen to a lot of these, like Spit and Chicklets. And, they walk through the life of some of these players, and they talk about, I played high school football, I played baseball, I played lacrosse, I played all these different sports, or I'm a really good golfer. I think that's lost in a lot of youth hockey kids, is going to play other sports. And I think you can learn a ton, whether it's going to play football, you learn the toughness aspect of it. Baseball, You have to, think the hand-eye coordination. Go play lacrosse. What a phenomenal, what a secondary sport for
hockey. It's so nice. It's perfect. Not only that, but sorry to cut you off there. But like just you're using other muscles.
Yes.
And you're hearing from other coaches. You're hearing other voices. And it's not just like, you're not hearing coaching on lacrosse. You're hearing coaching on life skills. You're hearing coaching on teamwork and sportsmanship and all these other things that maybe you get a little lost. When you're on the same coaches year after year after year after year, sometimes it gets a little bit like white noise, right?
Yep.
So when you're hearing from all these other voices and different things, now you're hearing this whole different culture that's kind of there.
A different coach. At some point, you're going to get a boss in your work life, whether you go in finance or you go in HR or you become an ops manager or whatever. Your boss you're not going to have the same boss your entire career. Maybe you will, unless you own your own business, but you're going to have different people that work for you, and they're going to have different personalities. And I think that's what sports can teach you is you're a different coach, you're a different coach, you're a different coach, and I'm a different coach, and how you communicate is different. I think that there's so much value in that you just can't beat it, but you got to go play another sport. Go play another sport. Because I know my son plays lacrosse, and usually the first week or two, his hip flexors and his hamstrings and his calves.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's new.
Screaming at him.
New muscles.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
Like my daughter, so she was a second year 14 this year. And so with the freeze, and she just finished up, so she'll be at high school this year. But like hockey's like her main sport, right?
Yeah.
So we always say, like, you have to have that other sport where you're just having fun and you're not so emotionally vested in it that it like wrecks your brain just for anxiety issues and trying to get that. And so she's like really good at one and, has like track and softball that she'll play. Now I try to teach what I did, which was just be shitty at 3 sports. But the thing is, she decided to be pretty good at one of them and blow off the others. So
yeah. I mean, my older son got into mountain biking, and
that's awesome.
He loves mountain biking more than he loves hockey.
Yeah.
I mean, he likes hockey, but he loves mountain biking. And I have a video of him mountain biking in like 2021, and he's going over like a little bump, and he's just like going over it.
I'm just curious, is that Wars or what series, or what did he get into like a series?
So he does the enduros up in Marquette, Michigan.
Okay, gotcha.
So he's the lunatic.
Yep.
So he won't go into the corner, and he knows this. He won't go into the corner and check anybody. He's so scared of the corners.
Yeah.
But he'll race down Marquette Mountain at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, right.
Take a 25-foot cliff between 2 trees that are about 3 feet apart.
Which should scare the shit out of you.
It is nuts. It is absolutely nuts what he does. And we've gone down to Bentonville, Arkansas, and done a lot of mountain biking there. I'm the camera guy, so I go down before. And now that they have e-bikes, you can get up pretty easy. But
the reason I brought it up is my son was actually in the same exact boat. So he ended up playing goalie, and he was fairly successful at Neenah. But in junior high, he got into mountain biking. And he actually was going to miss tryouts because of the mountain biking, and he was picking mountain biking over that. And it was that proliferation of different sports and just aspects.
And it, at first I was like, wow, he doesn't like hockey. He likes hockey, but he's not taken to it. Why isn't he better than what he is? But he loved mountain. He got into mountain biking, and he loved it. And I think it was a lesson for me to say, okay. And that's a lesson for all these parents is if your kid loves it and you're truly if you truly are invested in it, you are going to figure a way to become better. And you just they always say, you have that switch, and do you have that next gear? He's got that next gear for biking. I mean, his big thing was, I want to do wheelies, and I want to be able to ride down Meade Street from JJ all the way to Capitol Drive on my back wheel. Well, it started out, he could only do it 3 feet. Next thing you know, he did it for 10 feet. Yeah. Next thing you know, now he can go the entire way. Now he's taking jumps, landing and doing a manual on his bed. It's just like, you are nuts. So it's like, if you are committed to it, so if you're committed to lacrosse and you want to figure a way out and you want to go shoot 100 balls a day and become a good lacrosse player, you'll figure a way. If you want to be that hockey player, you'll figure a way. And if you truly love it, and you got to find that passion. And sometimes I think especially in the sport of hockey, parents are pushing it.
Exactly, because it's a lifestyle for the parents too. So it's
For sure.
Everybody's in. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm pushing hockey for sure.
So did
It was
I.
like, I mean, I put that on a plate, and it's just.
And this is on. So my son was an average goalie until he decided that he wanted to play it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom, his skill level increased. But we gave him the decision: you do mountain biking, you do snowboarding, and he was big into snowboarding. And we said, you make a decision. If you want to snowboard, we'll go to Granite Peak. We'll go up to Brule.
Rib Mountain, please.
Yeah, Rib Mountain. But that's what we'll do because hockey's full-time vested. We'll do full-time vesting in snowboarding. Yep. And he said, nope, I want to go hockey. And once he made that decision, boom.
Yeah. I mean, we started out with a little $200 bike, and my wife's niece, her husband is big into mountain biking. He's like, he's got to destroy this bike before you go get the next one. Yeah. So we bought a $200 bike. He destroyed it. Got the $1,000 bike, destroyed it. Now we're on a $10,000 bike, and he treats it like it's gold. And
Thank God.
He rides the hell out of it, and it's just nonstop. And but I think that translates to if you're into baseball, you'll put the time in, you'll put the effort in, and you'll figure a way out. Like you'll watch the game. Okay, because. That's what another thing I think is lost, especially in hockey. Go to the Lawrence game, go to the high school games, watch the game, learn the game, and then go. If you truly do love it, you'll watch, and then you'll go try to emulate it. Yep, for sure. And I think that gets lost in U sports. Yeah. I like it. I love it. Do you really love it? But the ones that love it and just like are infatuated by it,
it's their decision, passion.
Yeah, so I know I got us going. Now I got to follow it up.
Boy. Wrestling.
No, back to hockey.
It was wrestling or CAT scan. I'm not sure which one we were getting.
We got along really well with the wrestling guys at Point. They're wired like us. They're wired like us.
Right. No, so I asked you about that hockey thing, and you're saying other sports, and I get it. That's how we grew up, right? However, the way it's built today, if you want to be on that TW, that whatever, you got to be playing all the time. You got to be jumping on these teams during the summer and spring and everything. And
do you?
Not everybody,
I know.
But some of them you
conversation.
do. Sometimes you do. Depending on the coaching, depending on
where your opportunities are, where your connections.
It's super competitive, and everybody thinks that they're going to get left behind. And years ago, we started the Bulldogs, and then all of a sudden, a couple kids would, I'm going to go to this team because they're better, and then I'm going to go to this team because they're better. And that's super unfortunate because if everybody just stayed home, we'd have a pretty good program in the state of Wisconsin. But everybody's wanted
and that culture and everything.
Yeah,
we talked about that for a long time now. That there's no good way to do this. You would have to have a massive buy-in by a generation of Wisconsin hockey families to stay in the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, there's a ton of kids. I mean, my son's a 2012. There's a couple 2012s that are playing in Chicago for the Reapers and the Mission. And then there's another kid that's, playing over in Minnesota. And it's just like, if you guys would all just stay home, we'd be pretty good. Yeah. But I mean, and everybody's looking right now at the state of Minnesota. And my sister is a power skating coach, and she does pretty well at that. And she has a lot of, a lot of kids that get drafted every year into the NHL, but they just have, and everybody's trying to compare because it's not fair. They have the resources. I mean, there's a kid that she coached. She coached him. She does lessons with him every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. and then at 8 o'clock he goes to his baseball game, and then in the afternoon, so they're so close. They have so much availability and
the accessibility is just
the accessibility is crazy.
Yeah,
it costs you money, and it's crazy. And it's some of the stuff that she's seeing over there. I mean, they're like, "Hey, if you give me the 3 o'clock hour, I'll give you an extra $50 tip." And it's just like, no, this guy has had this, hour and a half. He's had the 3:30 time slot for the last 4 years, but I'm not going to give it up.
I'll do it for 40.
So because we've definitely been out there for tournaments at the Super Rink in Blaine, and we see Amy Brolsma power skating. We're just like, oh, okay, all right,
yeah.
And I would be remiss. I do need to tell this story because I coached U14 girls, and I coached my kids growing up as well, and Your sister actually came out and did power skating for the girls back when I was the head coach for the U14 team. And it was the only time we would get all of our coaches on the ice is when your sister would show up. And I'm guessing it's because she was such a good coach.
Yeah.
And all of those
that's right.
coaches
For Appleton Youth Hockey,
yes.
she was involved
Yes.
with AHA. I think she did the power skating back when she was in Green Bay.
And even your brother would slap on his skates, or your brother-in-law would slap on his skates and
Jay
come
was
out.
there. That's right.
That's the only time
right.
he'd come on the ice.
I mean, I know we had her like every Monday night. I think we had like blocks for all the freeze girls, had 10, 12s, and 14s, all and stuff. But to have that, my point of seeing like her name out in Blaine, go to like Wayzata or Minnetonka if you want to get that cash. What are you doing in Blaine? Like
she's there.
She's in all the races. Sure.
She knows where to bring.
I mean, Adam Banks wasn't slumming in Blaine.
Well,
Yes.
the parents are dropping their kids off in Escalades and Land Rovers.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, there's no shortage of dollars there, and it's who's got the most resources and who can spend. I mean, we were over there. My boys are over there right now watching the state high school hockey tournament with her, and my son will skate tomorrow with her. Just obviously, any chance we get, we have to pay a really big fee to have her skate with.
If you can't screw your family, who can you screw?
Right? Yeah. But he'll skate, and he skated one time with one kid. He's a Bantam AA. He's one of the better 2011s in the state. He did a power skating lesson Sunday morning at 7 a.m. He had 2 games that day. And he played 2 games the prior day, and he's still doing his power skating lesson. Yep. And what they don't, and there's more resources over there, and they're taking advantage of it. But on the flip side, they can also play another sport, because at 7 o'clock you got your power skating lesson. At 10 o'clock you got your baseball game, and then at 2 o'clock you got your hockey game. I mean,
right.
Now whether that's right, you do need a break. You need to take time away, and you need to have that love of the game. But they call it the Minnesota burn over there for a reason. And there's kids that they do have burnout, but there's so many of them that somebody's going to make it. Yeah. And that's the unfortunate thing, is you're looking across the border saying, how can we be like that? And it's like, oof.
You almost can't.
Yeah,
it's tough. They have the numbers. They have the resources.
Yeah, I just want to say we are grossly over time.
I know.
Right now.
I was going to say we got to bring him.
No,
we got to get him back for next season tour.
By far, are we not a timed thing? It's just a matter of our viewership draws off after about 3 minutes. So just saying. So given that, I have to ask this now. So Olympic hockey, you get to that gold medal game.
Yep.
Overtime. That should be 5-on-5, right? You shouldn't go to 3-on-3. 3-on-3 was put in. I'm getting shaken head, Jay. Shut the fuck up over there. Because 3-on-3 was put in for regular season games in the NHL for people to get the fuck home, because this shit has to end. The same way in baseball, we have that ghost runner at second. There's a reason for this. In the regular season and the playoffs, it should be different. 5-on-5 shouldn't. I don't feel it should be 3-on-3 for the gold medal. Don't get me wrong. 3-on-3 I think is so much fun to watch, but I don't think in that standpoint it should be that way. Sorry to put you on the spot.
It wasn't even a loaded question.
For the NHL, it's no question. It's got to be 5. Stanley Cup has got to be 5-on-5. I mean, there's 16W for Ray Bork, the old hats that he had, 16W. That's for a reason. It's 5-on-5. Go till 2:30 in the morning till there's a winner. It's you got to the war of attrition. No doubt Stanley Cup 5-on-5. If they ever went 3-on-3, it's almost like you'd boycott. The Olympics, would I love to see 5-on-5? Yes, I would love to see it. But both teams, I mean, the rules going in. Back in the day they had 5-minute overtime and then a shootout or something like that. Yeah. I mean, that would be a worse way to lose. Yeah. So at least they had 3-on-3 for 20 minutes. At some point, somebody's going to win. Both teams signed up for it. Both teams knew it. But yeah, would I like to have seen 5-on-5? Yeah, I don't know if that would have went well for the U.S. I don't know if they would have been able to hang on.
That's what I got to say is USA. Yeah, USA.
I think you might.
Anyway, I don't care how we win. We're gonna win.
You might have had a different outcome, and rough week for former Gamblers coach John Cooper, and but
hey, we lost Bonnie Springs 15-0 and 15 in overtime. Yes, so that was 5-on-5. A tip from the point. Honestly, anything can happen.
And that's what John Wroblewski was saying. to his USA women's team. Hey, these guys back in whatever lost to Fondy Springs. We got to do this. He's telling these girls in Milan, women in Milan, like we got to do this because that Fondy Springs game can fucking sneak up on you.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome what John did. I played youth hockey with John.
Cool.
I played every other year with John and Tommy, and what he did over there. I mean, he's just
choose one or the other right now on the spot. Which one? Who'd you rather play with?
Oh boy.
Play with John, coach with Tommy. How does that
All right,
sound?
great. That's a great way.
One
to wrap.
small fact I did not realize was the coaches don't get medals.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I saw that. I heard that. That was because he asked
one of
Hillary
his
Knight.
players
Yeah,
to watch
can I
to
see your Can I see your medal?
Yes.
That's crazy. Because they put it. I mean, the amount of time and effort that they put in is just it's crazy.
And
it's
it's a
unfortunate.
team sport.
And not only that, but John didn't get called on Friday before the Olympics and said, "Hey, would you mind coaching this thing?" Like,
I tell you what, though, he turned that. I mean, when he took over, I think they won the Worlds that year. That first year he took over, and they've been just a machine.
Crazy.
yeah,
since.
because he was coaching in
He's
USHL. He was the
yeah.
development coach for the. I think it was their 18U team. In the,
Yeah,
in
he
USHL.
coached Jack Hughes, Cole Caulfield,
Yeah.
all those guys. I mean, he's a hockey. He is a hockey mind.
And a great family, like
Yes.
overall, great, absolutely
Yep.
great family. Boys, it's been swell, but the swelling's gone down. We're gonna have to bust on out of here. Mike, thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
No, that was really good. I can't wait to bring him back again. We got a lot more hockey to talk.
It's just the start.
Do you have any parting words for us?
No, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Nothing from here.
All right. The Hotel Lobby is produced by Big Bark Sports, executive produced by Chris Kopic and Drew Bresson. We will see you next time. Bye.